This is Bazaar Morning Call, broadcasting live from the CNBC TV18 Motilal Oswal studios in Mumbai.
Hello and welcome to Bazaar Morning Call. We are coming to you live from the CNBC TV18 Motilal Oswal studio. I'm Nigel D'Souza, and just a bit from now, Prashant as well as Sonia will be joining in. Well, markets yesterday ended at fresh record highs. 20,000 is here for the taking, and it seems going by the cues that we have overnight, well, we're striding ahead, maybe 21,000, not too far away. Good morning, guys.
Hi, Nigel. Good morning. Prashant, morning. And there's a big
Let's
surprise today.
Absolutely, big surprise. And Nigel is keeping it quiet. Happy birthday, Nigel.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
It's so poetic, right? The Nifty is at 20,000 all-time highs, and we're celebrating here in the studio with Nigel's birthday. Nigel, wish you a very, very happy birthday. And it's been, like the journey of the Nifty, your own journey has also been stratospheric, and I hope you hit many new highs through the course of your life.
Well, thanks a lot, Prashant, as well as Sonia. Yesterday when I was saying it that tomorrow the Nifty will hit 20,000, you know why I wanted it, right? And in fact, a couple of viewers, they knew it. They were like, Nigel, naughty, we know why you wanted it. And even till closing bell, I maintained it. But anyway, so pre-birthday party is not bad. Maybe we're on our way to around 21,000 odd. But just want to thank all our viewers, well-wishers, from midnight till 5:30, 6:30 in the morning. Been getting calls from a lot of market participants. So that's the platform that CNBC TV18 has given me over the years. And I'm very, very thankful and grateful. And it's going to be a rocking year, both for the market and for me as well.
Well, and we'll get the cake in a bit, right?
You'll get cake, we'll get samosas, whatever you ask
No,
for
two
today.
big questions, right? A, how old are you? And two, what's your birthday wish?
I'm not too old, Sonia. Maybe a little younger than you. But birthday wish, every year it's the same thing. Just wish for good health. And, that takes care of everything. Because you're healthy, you can take care of your family, you can take care of everything. And God's been kind as well to get this sort of a platform. And I'll tell you one more thing, guys. I'm here for 13 years. I think 99%, I'm just giving that 1% as a bit of a breather space. But every birthday, I come to the office and I absolutely love it.
Okay, young at heart, right? That's important.
Well, young in age also.
Young in age also.
So let's try to push the bar a little bit. All right, well, let's just quickly then move on with what the market is looking like, right? Because it's looking good. The Nifty hit 20,000 yesterday in the last 30-40 minutes of trade. And that is done. So that milestone is done, although we did not close above it. But, can't have everything, right? Overnight, the cues are a little better. You had the S&P, which was up about 0.67. The Nasdaq, which is up about 1.25% or so. So, again, the equities part of things is also is looking up a little bit as compared to what we've had for the last fortnight or so. Add to that, and I think this is related to the equity uptick, dollar cooled off a bit. So the dollar index was down about 0.3%. We actually came off under 105 level, 104.62 or so on your screen. Oil is the only one, actually not the only one, dollar is also actually quite high, but Brent is still holding just under $91 a barrel, 90.5 is where we are at. So it was a flat kind of session there. In terms of global data point, in terms of what will determine Fed pricing, markets, etc., the big one is the US CPI, which is a big kind of data mover for markets, and we'll only get that tomorrow. Wednesday is the US CPI, but we'll get the CPI here for the month of July in India today. Actually, we'll get the CPI number and the industrial production numbers later today, and I think it'll be important from our own perspective as well. So I think the consensus is around 7%. Remember the previous month was a shocker. There was a huge jump compared to the prior month, but this time 7%, and if the number is significantly sort of here or there, I think that kind of raises the bar for the RBI and what the market should expect from it as well. So markets will focus on it very, very intently, and I think more so than they have on any of the previous CPI numbers for a while. Okay, now for the Nifty, just to come back and circle back, look at the levels, etc. I would say that perhaps, sometimes after continuous gains, the market actually kind of takes off, right? That is also possible. But I would say that, we've had 7 unbroken days of gains, 7 straight sessions of gains. So some consolidation is possible. Don't rule that out. But I would say that the Nifty is setting sight for 20,350. That's the first level that, I'd like to put out. That's a equality level of the previous 2 moves. You take what has happened previously and put that sort of on the way up, and you get to 20,350. That is the first target that I would kind of look at on the way up. On the way down, supports for the Nifty would come in at about 19,830 and 19,726. If you must trade the index, trade the Nifty on the way up. And actually buying the open, which has been slightly higher, has also worked. But more often than not, what works is to try and get the market a little lower, which gives you some comfort, some cushion. Now, on the Nifty Bank, we on Friday, remember, we had taken out that 45,312 level, but did not close above it. But yesterday, we got that. We've closed above the final kind of retracement, which is the 61.8%. Which basically means that we are on track on the Nifty Bank as well, in terms of at least setting sights at the all-time high for that index. Now, that level stands at 46,369. Supports here come in at 45,073. So again, same advice on the Nifty as on the Bank Nifty as for the Nifty. Slightly lower, provides a little bit of buffer, a little bit of cushion if you are looking to trade this higher. But after 7 straight sessions, I mean, as I began by saying, a little bit of consolidation would not necessarily be a bad thing. I would say actually perhaps even preferable. Sonia.
Oh, I was just looking at, of course, our own markets have been hitting fresh highs, but I was also looking at how other markets have done, right? Global markets, and we are not alone in this journey. I mean, the Nifty this year is up about 10%, but if you look at other markets, the S&P 500 is up almost 17%. The Nasdaq is up over 30%. So it's been a rollicking ride for most global markets, and our markets are not too far behind. So record highs are hit, but where do we go from here, right? That's the big question. Now, yesterday, financials were one of the biggest contributors. So that segment is something that perhaps the market can see leadership from even in the days to come. And Reliance also contributed to the gains that we saw on the Nifty. So keep an eye on a couple of these pockets. Of course, IT has been contributing as well. Both foreign and domestic investors bought in the cash markets yesterday. So DI has bought about 360 crores. In fact, this month so far, the momentum is so strong from the domestic fraternity. DIs have bought almost 7,500 crores in the cash market so far this month. And FIs too yesterday bought almost 1,500 crores. So there's a lot of money coming in thick and fast. Now, in the global markets, stocks rallied across the board, whether it was Tesla, Meta, a couple of others. Qualcomm was up. So there was a big tech rally on Wall Street. In fact, Meta is putting up a new AI platform, so that stock was up 10%. Tesla was up 10% on the Morgan Stanley upgrade. Qualcomm was up about 4%. It says it would be supplying 5G modems to Apple phones. So, a lot of big moves across the tech space in the global markets. So tech on one hand, you have banking that's performing in our own markets. Looks like there's leadership across all fronts. But of course, let's see how things go. Yesterday was a big day. Milestones have been hit. We can only build on to our gains from here.
Well, yesterday was a special day. I'll tell you why. Because India beat Pakistan as well in the Asia World Cup. And the Nifty had hit 20,000 odd. I'm just thinking maybe in the next, couple of months, the Nifty heads to around 21,000 odd and India lifts the World Cup. Wow, what a wish list that would be. Things will be fantastic if that is to happen. But the screen is looking good this morning. So let's split this up into two. One is the Nifty's near-term outlook. And in fact, where does the Nifty head from here on? In terms of the near-term outlook, the FIs, well, they're net long. They have close to around 60% of their positions on index futures at around 60%. And that's the highest we have seen since late July. So they're clearly bullish on the markets. Next up, the options data. Yesterday, we saw writing at around the 19,900 to around 20,000 put. There was some signs of call buying as well at around 20,100. And the premium out there, well, it's around 35 rupees. It moved from around the mid-20s to around 35 odd. So maximum you lose if you bought that call would be just around 35 rupees. Now, the support levels, since we're seeing writing at around 19,900 and the 20,000 level, 19,850 to 19,920 becomes the near-term support range. The Nifty Bank, that holds the key. Remember, it's still 1.7% away from those highs that we saw earlier this year. And if we can get to that mark, then the Nifty is going to be up and kicking. So what's the way ahead from here on then? The Nifty Bank, well, you'll have to say if that one gets to those all-time highs, then the Nifty as well will pretty much be on course to around 21,000 odd. We have big boys like Reliance Industries that has positive news flow that's coming in there. The tech space has been in a bull market of its own, though Q2 numbers may not be very, very inspiring, but that clearly is holding one end up. You have the Nifty Bank as well that will play along. And importantly, if we see a quick fire, 1,000 points odd, could it beat the previous record? The previous record for 1,000 points was between 16,000 to 17,000 August 21, when we did it just in 19 sessions. Can we outbeat that? Finally, in terms of an outlook, well, we took close to around 20 years to move from 2,000 to 20,000. The rough compounding out there was around 12.5% approximately, X of dividend. So include dividend will be around 13.5% approximately. From 20,000, do we head to around 2 lakh? I would say yes. And we just need to move, see a compounding of close to around 15 to 16%. And maybe sometime 2038, 2040, we're just going by basic compounding. That could very much be on the card. So happy to be at around 20,000, but I think the kids will have a great time, in the next 15 years or so. Well and truly on our way, and things are looking much better in 2023 in comparison to 2004. So we're on our way and a good green start. Stay long on the index.
Since you're talking about, 10 years ago and all of that, right? When I joined, the sensex was at 8,000. That's how much it had fallen to. This was 15 September 2008.
Oh.
And this, of course, Lehman and everything, the sensex fell to 8,000. At that time, 1 lakh on the sensex looked like, impossible, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at 8,000. And today we're just 30,000 points away from 1 lakh on the sensex.
And I'm talking about 2 lakh on the nifty. So imagine that. But Prashant, you're a lucky man. I'll tell you why. Because today I'm going to be treating.
I thought Najil will say that, Prashant, you're an old man.
No, I mean, that we'll talk about later.
Aren't we all?
But Prashant, because I'll be treating today. And then you have Sonia as well, who's completing 15 years in CNBC TV18 on September 15th. She just gave that one out.
I'm sorted.
So it's a good week.
He's nicely palmed it off to me, the celebrations.
Well, I'm happy. Well, let's just quickly take stock of where we stand. So let's just get you some calls as well. This is Vikash Jain of CLSA who's weighed in. And this is the equity call for the day. He says that India is the most compelling earnings growth story over the next 2 years with a 17% CAGR, which is the highest among top 20 global markets. While Nifty's absolute PE is near plus one standard deviation against its own history, it is still not overstretched when compared to other top 20 markets. Equity valuations have turned attractive versus debt and favor a strong entry point in the Indian markets.
Okay, 20,000 on the Nifty, but what about the rupee? Let's get you some money market views as well. Kunal Sudhani of Shinhan Bank says the US dollar pulls back firmly on the back of a surprise intervention from the People's Bank of China, but Brent crude prices and 10-year US Treasury yields continue to remain firmer. He says yesterday oil buying pushed dollar INR higher from around 80 to 83 levels to 83 to the dollar levels. For the USD INR, Kunal says 80 to 75 acts as a support, while 83.15 is a resistance.
Okay, well, on bonds, we've got Ajay Maglonia of JM Financial who says that elevated US yields at 4.3%, fear of rates staying higher, Bank of Japan hinting it could end the negative rate regime, took the 10-year benchmark bond yields up. He says inflation print today below 7% may cheer the market mood a bit. He expects the 10-year benchmark bond yield to remain between a range of 7.22 to 7.27%.
Well, we have a lot of stock-specific action to track for you. We get to that in just a bit from now in our special Top 10 segment. We're looking at Reliance Retail, Shree Cement, Dalmia Bharat, L&T. We have Lupin, Rishabh Investments, KNR Constructions, as well as Power Grid. All of them on the back of positive news flow, while on the flip side, we have L&T Finance and TVS Supply Chain that could be reacting to negative news flow.
There is a flash at the bottom of the screen, and this is important. So this is coming through from the government. And this is with regards to sugar as a commodity, something we've highlighted earlier on as well, that because of inflation being a problem and sugar being a very political commodity and highly regulated, we may, at the margin, see restrictions, etc., start to come in. So this directionally looks like that. So the government has asked sugar mills traders to provide details of sales between May and August by today. That is what is coming through. And they're seeking data of sugar stocks to ensure sufficient availability at reasonable prices. That is what's coming through. Remember, international sugar prices have rallied, but that's not reflecting in local sugar prices. There's I think about a 35 to 40% discount. And local sugar prices cannot rise to what international sugar prices are rising at. Basically because, as I said, it's one of the most controlled commodities in terms of sales into the market, in terms of exports allowed, etc., etc. So more of this, we'll try and have the Sugar Manufacturers Association representative join us for more in a bit from now. But Mark